Hey there folks, checking in with you here on March 1st with the news topics of the day. We got some political news from around the world. Trudeau and Netanyahu were both in some deep shit. We've got some stuff on NXIVM, on the World Bank, a lot of things on vaccines again. It's getting really Orwellian out there, guys. And then a few other things as well. So let's do it. Alright guys, so to begin, shout out to a sponsor of this channel and NOBLEGOLD Investments. If you want to invest your money in something that's a lot safer and can actually bring you a lot more return in the long run than the stock market, look at gold and silver. Whether you want to hold it physically, whether you want to invest your money in it, NOBLEGOLD can help you. You can call them, they got free ebooks you can download. All of that information will be in the description down below. So let's start with the political news around the world. Netanyahu. The Attorney General in Israel is preparing to charge Netanyahu with bribery and fraud. And what's interesting here is they have some upcoming elections, so this may or may not interfere with those. So in my eyes, this is very, very good news. A lot of people see Israel as this beacon of light, and they don't really realize that they have a deep state infiltrated there just as much as we have here in America. Rogue intelligence agencies, political puppets, corrupt figures. So I'm interested to see where this goes. And not only Netanyahu in Israel, but Justin Trudeau in Canada. Trudeau refusing to resign over claims that officials interfered in bribery prosecution. So what essentially has been going on there is that the former Canadian Attorney General testified before a Canadian Justice Committee a couple of days ago and accused Justin Trudeau of trying to bribe her to stop the prosecution of Canadian corporations. She made her first public comments on the scandal at that committee hearing, and The Guardian, even The Guardian, is calling this the biggest crisis of Trudeau's administration. I've actually had some people from Canada message me about this and saying that this is blowing up big there. So stuff going on in Israel, stuff going on in Canada, having to do with attorney generals, former attorney generals, storm global. And as Q said, big boom's coming within the next 3 weeks. I don't think that's just America. I think that could be worldwide. Now moving on to talking about the World Bank. So this is huge right here. The Supreme Court of the United States has rejected World Bank claims of complete legal immunity, ruling that one of its arms can be sued in relation to lending activities. This is huge. The 7-1 ruling could also open other American-based international organizations to the threat of lawsuits over financing overseas development. And there's already some lawsuits, look like in the planning stage, about to be filed against the World Bank, especially in India, about DC-based firms that were proxies of the World Bank funding damaging projects over there. So India is beginning to sue the World Bank. And this article is also stating that this could open up a lot more lawsuits against the World Bank. Unfortunately, as it says in this article here, the ruling does not reportedly affect either the United Nations or the International Monetary Fund, as they have complete immunity in their charters, but the World Bank is now open to be sued. So what's mind-blowing to me about all this, I didn't even realize that the World Bank, the IMF, the UN were all immune to being sued. That was ridiculous to me. But as it looks here, UN, IMF, still immune, but World Bank open to being sued. More good news going on there. And then more good news, lots of good news in this one, a little bit of bad news. We'll talk about that in regards to vaccines in a sec, but NXIVM case. So there was a status update hearing for the NXIVM case in Brooklyn just today, actually. And the attorneys said that they are working to file more indictments within the next few weeks in regards to the NXIVM case. Don't know who, don't know if anybody's going to be arrested. There's a lot of gray area here that they left, but the indictment is said to come within the next several weeks, and there's going to be another update hearing scheduled for March 18th. So again, timing this with that essentially countdown that Q gave us, March 18th, new indictments in regards to NXIVM, World Bank open to being sued. We've got political puppets around the world getting some heat on them. Big booms coming for sure. And I got my eyes on this NXIVM case, most definitely. Now getting on to vaccines. So Adam Schiff, yes, that Adam Schiff, wrote an open letter to Amazon today. And remember, he actually wrote an open letter to Facebook a week or two ago, really calling on Facebook to censor anti-vaccine content. Now his sights are set on Amazon. So he wrote this open letter, and then he made this tweet here earlier today. It says, "I'm concerned by recent reports that Amazon accepts paid advertising with deliberate misinformation about vaccines. Whether those reports are true or not, we don't know, but Adam Schiff is using this angle here to call on the social media companies to censor. It says every online platform, including Amazon, must act responsibly and ensure that they do not contribute to this growing public health catastrophe." So Adam Schiff shilling for his big pharma corporate masters, as of course many of these political and scientific puppets do. But what did I say in my video yesterday? If you watched it, if you didn't watch it, make a little card pop up, go see it. What I said about vaccines is problem, reaction, solution. The deep state is saying there's a problem. They're blaming the social media companies for letting what they call, of course, conspiratorial or misinformation content go, so they can then censor them. If they blame the companies, it's quite an excuse to censor, correct? Well, check this out. Only hours after Adam Schiff put this letter out today, boom, CNN reports right here, anti-vaccine movies disappear from Amazon after CNN Business Report. The CNN Business Report is what I mentioned in my video yesterday. I featured it. And then again here, Amazon apparently started removing anti-vaccine documentaries from its Prime streaming service. Vaxxed was one of them. A couple of other movies that were unavailable as of now, apparently. So exactly like I said, the social media companies are taking the blame. This is purposeful when it's not really the social media companies. It's just the fact that so many people are Googling, searching this stuff. That's why it's spreading like wildfire. But the mainstream media, the politicians, they are blaming the social media companies, so social media companies will censor more. It's exactly what we're seeing. Pinterest, Facebook, Amazon, all censoring. As Vox here is writing just today, Pinterest, Facebook, YouTube are cracking down on fake vaccine news. Amazon is as well. And of course, it's not fake vaccine news, it's real vaccine news. The stuff that they don't want you educating yourself with. The truth about vaccines. So getting really Orwellian out there, make Orwellian fiction again, right? I wish. We need to really, try to game their algorithms, share this information as much as we can without being censored, and get the list of what is censored, You take the most flack when you ride over the target. What they're censoring is exactly what we really should be reading, They don't burn books anymore to censor content. They just swipe it off the internet. So getting crazy out there. But, I was mentioning yesterday about how at least Arizona and Texas are trying to fight mandatory vaccines. There's state bills going through Arizona and Texas right now to actually make exemptions easier to get that help support health freedom, as opposed to like Washington, Oregon, and Minnesota that are trying to make vaccines mandatory. Well, check this out. Arizona lawmaker calls mandatory measles vaccine communist amid fight to control outbreaks. Of course, that fight to control outbreaks will not be helped by more vaccines. What it'll really be helped by? Nutrition, better sanitation, just live healthier. Vaccines won't do it. Luckily in Arizona, there's some freedom fighters, truth tellers there that are trying to fight mandatory vaccinations. So next story here, let's talk about an actress being found dead months after hinting at alleged pedophile rings. So her name was Natasha Jate. I think I'm getting that right. Natasha. She was a former Playboy model, and over the last year, she has been pretty vocal. She mentioned on live TV and her social media account about high-level pedophile rings operating with journalists, entertainers, sports stars, several big-name clubs. Pretty huge allegations to make public like that. Back in April, she even wrote a tweet that said, "Warning, I'm not going to commit suicide. I'm not going to take too much cocaine and drown in a bath or shoot myself. So if this happens, it wasn't me. Save this tweet." She wrote in Spanish. So she's been letting it fly. And yet what happened the other day, she was found dead, guess what? From an overdose. I believe they said of cocaine. Wow. Save that tweet. I'm sure saving that tweet. She said, I'm literally not going to take too much cocaine or drown in a bath. And she gets found overdosed on drugs. Huh. Outing pedophiles. You might end up suicided. Be careful out there, everybody. This is very real. And would this happen if there weren't high-level rings like this? Careful out there, guys. She is one of many that has, of course, been suicided to keep the truth shut. All right, next topic. Moving on to the Denver airport. Really weird stuff coming out of there. So, as you know, when it comes to the Denver airport, there's all sort of odd shit there. I mean, you're driving into the airport. There's a giant blue demon horse statue that's looking you in the eyes with its beady little red demon eyes. It's really weird. Then we have the murals there. You've got, recently they're doing construction at the Denver airport, and they have signs on this construction that's literally joking about aliens, UFOs, the Illuminati, underground bases, like truth in plain sight, and they're laughing at you. Well, look, on the Denver airport's official Twitter, it says, on our 24th birthday, Denver not only got wiser, it also got weirder. So they took the gargoyle statues that were there, and they were doing this prank on people. They were making the gargoyle statues talk. And people were looking at this, you can see there, taking videos, talking to it. But the Denver airport, I mean, hashtag Illuminati, hashtag conspiracy. It's like they like to put the truth in plain sight, and they laugh at you. They laugh at you for not being observant enough, not connecting the dots. They laugh at the mass public. This is like the sick stuff that the arrogant secret societies, our societal engineers, do. And there's actually a lot of deeper spiritual reasons to why they do this truth in plain sight stuff. All has to do with free will, basically tacit consent. By them putting the truth in plain sight and us not realizing it, not realizing what they're doing, that essentially, by their rules, allows them to rule over us like this. So it's really important that we voice our no, that we see this stuff and start speaking out about it, right? That all spins the wheel of karma. So anyway, a lot more to be said about all that. It gets very deep in conversation, but truth in plain sight, very important concept to understand. And then lastly, Pentagon sending Congress the proposal for the new Space Force. So there we go. Pentagon sending the proposal to Congress for the establishment of the sixth branch of the military, the Space Force. Can't wait. Can't wait to see, of course, if that gets passed. There's been a lot of opposition to it for good reason in the deep state's eyes. Good reason the Trump administration wants to bring it out as well on the other side of the fence. But we'll see. We'll see if this goes through Congress, and we'll see if it gets established. Eyes on this one as well. So that's all I have for you tonight, guys. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon. Peace out.